Good morning, good morning, good morning. We're back again. Power Plays Palace, baby. Let's get right down to it. Let's look at the chart. Alright, so on yesterday, we were looking for a spot if it would break out above the pre-market high. Then we were looking for an entry around 739.50, 740 with our stop. Setting it at 737.75. And our target's going to be 739.94, 742, 745, and 748. And if we had a pre-market low bounce down to support, then we'll be looking for an entry around 737.54 to 738 with our stop below 736.50. Our target's going to be 739.48, 739.94, and 742. But if we had a rejection off the pre-market high, we'll be looking at an entry around 739.25 to 739.75 with our stop above 741. Target 738, 737, 54, 735. And if we had a pullback in the pre-market low, we'll be looking at 735, 732.50, and 730.84, and that's with a entry around 737.25 to 736.75. And right now, we're looking at a pre-market, and we were looking at those levels for yesterday. So let's get down to the chart and see what SPY did yesterday. So yesterday when SPY opened, it opened up right here around 738.97. It went up briefly to 739.36, but then it pulled all the way back to 729.59. 729.63 actually. And when I said 59, but from there, it established the pre-market, the low of the day, and it worked this way back up. And it worked this way all the way back up till it got back into the 737 range, where it ended up at 737.81. And from there, what we saw, it pulled all the way back down to 731. Now, these are some nice moves right here. And then from there, we went back to 736. Then we went back down to 731 again. Then we did consolidation for a little while. And then we pushed back up to 736 before we ended up pulling back to 731 again, and then closing out the day. We closed out the day at 733.34. So looking at the chart, we can put the put side, the call side, we put that down for a second and go over to this put side. When we had that early rejection off the 739 area, when it briefly touched that, for the rest of the day, it went down and actually touched every one of these levels coming back down. And so if you played the put side, you should have did very well. Now, if you were playing it live and watching the charts, then you also saw that after it did go down in that first, 30 minutes of the market being open, you could have played it back up and played that from 737 back down again. So you had a few opportunities to play the chart yesterday if you followed it and if you played based on the levels and everything. Then you could have had a couple of good trades in there yesterday. So for everybody that did that, that's a good job, and I want you to continue to follow the plan if it's working. If it's not working, don't follow the plan. Like I said, this is not financial advice. This is just some ideas and some levels from a person who trades. And so with that being said, let's look at what happened overnight. Overnight, what we got was, at the end of the market, when the market closed yesterday, it pushed back up to 735 overnight, came back down to 732, but then it went back to 736 overnight, and it closed out the night right here at 732.63. But then it opened up. It opened right up at 731.85. It went up and it tested that level, that 732.63 level, and it did not hold, and it started to push down. And at pre-market already it's down to 728.50. So it's already broken below the low of the day from yesterday, and it's kind of been staying in that area ever since. You got some consolidation, but it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out during the day. But if you're looking at it right now, it's about 7:52 a.m. If you're looking at it right now, it's a lot of red candles here. You know, I tell you, that's an indicator sometimes of what's going on in the market, but it's a lot more red candles than green candles. And there's a battle that took place, and it overtaking this. You see this engulfment right here, where this at 7 o'clock last night, where you get this red candle closing and opening and closing above this green candle the previous side. That's a nice little reversal warning, and then you see it push down after that, and you see what we currently got. So let's look at the chart for the day based off of that information and see what we got for the day. All right, so right now, hold on. Hold on, y'all. Let me get this. Y'all give me 1 second. I got to get my chart pulled down for the day. Update this chart real quick. I don't loaded the same chart twice. Moving too fast sometimes, that's what they say. Alright, so we got that taken care of. Alright, chart for the day, fellas, guys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, is what we're looking at right now is our pre-market high of 732.62 and our pre-market low of 728.50. If SPY can go up and reclaim that 732.62 area, we're looking for an entry around 732.7 and 733.30. With our stop below 730.75. Target's going to be 734, 736.50, 739.36, and 742. And if we get a pullback to the pre-market low, and y'all saw on the chart, it was kind of moving towards that area. We'll be looking for an entry around 728.70 to 729.30 with our stop below 727. Target's going to be 731, 732.62, 734, and then 736.50. And then if it moves up past that, then we'll go back to the 739 and 742. Now, if we get a rejection near the 732.62 area, we're looking for an entry around 731.80, 732.40. With our stop above 734, we're going to target 730, 728.50, 727, and 724. Now, if we get a breakdown to the pre-market low, and then it breaks below that, we'll be looking at entry 728.30 to 727.70 with our stop above 729.80. Target's going to be 727, 724, 720, and 717. And then from there, what we'll be doing is we will see where it goes if it breaks below that. I mean, we can put some levels out there. Those some good levels, but that's what we're going to be looking at today. Now, what you want to do is, if anything in between the pre-market high and the pre-market low, we call that the chop zone. So you want to be mindful in that area because things can move fast and they can change directions on every candle. So you want to be mindful of that. Just play it as safe as you can. It's Friday. It's the end of the month coming up next week, so let's play it safe, play your levels, stay disciplined, and if anything that you see in these videos help you to become a better trader, like, share, and subscribe. Leave a comment. Let me know what you're thinking, and then let's keep building towards, strong trade days, one at a time, and let's go from there. But in the meantime, I'll see y'all tomorrow, man. Well, not tomorrow. I'll see y'all on Monday. It's Friday, and then we'll go from there. Y'all have a good one, man. It's Power Plays Palace, man. We out.